a sign off the road that says 9/11 Memorial Highway. So we're going to check it out. It's near St. Catharines, near Niagara on the lake, just on the edge of it. I think it's down there. Actually, on September 11th, 2009, last year, I had pre-registered upon invitation, kind of, because I got a forwarded email from a radio DJ show I was on, and I was going to attend a memorial service in Ottawa for the victims of 9/11, and everything was okay. They found out I was part of 9/11 Truth, and they sent me an email telling me I couldn't go. Told me that security would make sure that I'm not there, not allow me in also. Why? Because I don't have any relatives that died there or anything. It's very important to me, all those people who were sacrificed that day. Look at this. Worked on the 89th floor of the South Tower. Mark
all of these pillars are marked
Dixon. Oh, really? Visiting the 97th floor. Can I ask you guys a question? Do you know, okay, you know you're walking down 9/11 Memorial?
You live here. Yeah.
You live here, excellent. Are you aware that the evidence that's been presented doesn't add up, and that there has been traces of what's called nanothermite was found? Those buildings are being theorized that they were exploded from the inside out. All those people were murdered. And whether it was terrorists who brought in those bombs and rigged those buildings, we don't know yet, but we need a full investigation. I'm part of what's called We Are Change. I'm from Ottawa. Mm-hmm. I'm traveling the country. I'm part of Grasshopper Media.
Okay.
We make videos. We just talk to people, ask these questions. I didn't even know that this memorial was here, and my girlfriend's from here.
Little flags on the back.
It's beautiful.
Well, where did we see the pieces? Was that in the museum in D.C.?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a
the actual
terrific display.
Steel girders or something?
Yeah, in D.C. Art's an engineer, so he's been very interested.
You're an engineer.
In all this stuff.
Have you ever heard of Richard Gage?
No.
He's an architect from San Francisco. I met him April 18th of 2009, so last year, at a conference in Montreal. At the time, he only had 500 architects and engineers standing behind what he was saying, which is not exactly what I said to you, but he has he shows videos. It's a 2-hour presentation, and he just says, believe what you want to believe. This is the evidence that we have now. And now, to this day, he's got 1,226 architects and engineers, like real certified ones, and they don't get on this list unless they make a testimony. So they all have testimonies. Like, we walk up and down here, there's 24 Canadians died that day. I used to make a mistake and say that 28 Canadians died that day, but
27. It is 27.
It says 27 over there?
Yeah, it is 27. Yes, correct. It's 27.
That's amazing. You see all this evidence. You have to have the right numbers. You have to have the truth. That's what I'm part of these groups called 9/11 Truth.
If you're interested, my personal opinion is
yes.
this building is seriously under fire protected.
Under fire protected.
Yes. Yeah. And that's something that they seem to have swept under the rug and they don't talk about. But that building, as it stood, would never have been built in Canada.
Would never have been built in Canada?
No.
Not like that, no.
Far more fireproof than they had on that building. And they used the excuse that the weight of the steel was sufficient. They didn't have to have the coating on it to protect it from fire. Because any building of that size should at least be able to withstand the flames for 3 hours, which is plenty of time to get people out. And it did.
So, I mean, irrespective of what actually caused them, you know, I mean, yes,
I'm
it was
still
murder, whether
of
it
the
was the
opinion
planes
that
or it was
the planes
whatever it
and
was.
the fuel on the planes that caused the terrific explosion.
But
But
it's horrendous, no matter how you
the
look at it.
columns melted and down she went, and the columns would not have melted if they'd been sufficiently protected. That's my single.
Absolutely,
I
absolutely.
don't want any group or anything.
I'd encourage you just to check out, it's ae911truth.org. It's not architects and engineers, and
Right.
only architects and engineers are certified on this. They have another petition, and there's many other petitions and stuff like that going on. Like I said, I've been traveling. I quit my job in the government, and I've been traveling Canada as Grasshopper Media, interviewing people about this.
Good for you.
And I've only met 9 people who didn't think it was something fishy.
But in terms
had
of
no
what,
idea.
like an inside job, you mean? Or
That's exactly what I'm
like
saying.
in terms of an American inside job, or
Well,
just,
see, that's most of the time I say, do you know that it was an inside job? And they say, well, who did it then? And I said,
wouldn't be the first time that they've planted bombs in the World Trade Center. I mean, this is the third time. Was the third
the
time.
World Trade Center
fact.
and the Sears Tower,
And
before they were even built, they had to have demolition plans in effect. And I don't know if that's what went on. I don't think it is actually, essentially because of the evidence that they found of traces of unignited nanothermite. Nanothermite. It's not thermite
It's
or
quite possible
thermate.
that what happened was that they
possible,
put somebody planted that in there, and then hoping that when the plane crashed, of course, it would ignite.
it, but you have to have a pretty good aim with the plane.
Well, you see, that's the thing is, it was actually.
What floor are we supposed to hit?
Larry Silverstein was the owner of these buildings. He had purchased them just months before and taken out an insurance policy and such. 6 months after it happened, there was a PBS special that was done, pretty much to answer all our questions, right? And they had a nice diagram of it going down called the pancake theory. And he is said, and it's really amazing because it was aired in this PBS special, he said that he had a conversation with the chief with the fire chief.
Fire marshal?
Fire marshal, exactly. And he said that buildings, did you know that 3 buildings fell that day?
Sure.
Yeah.
So building 7, the other building, he's talking specifically about building 7, and he says, talking to the fire marshal, he had discussed with him about the safety of keeping it, so he said, go ahead, pull it, is what he said. And he says this in the PBS special, and this is one of our main clips in the truth movement that we repeat over and over, because it's a mistake they said. They aired it on TV, and it completely proves that that building was pre-rigged with explosives.
I wouldn't be surprised to hear that at all. Not in the least. Yeah.
Nor, in truth, would the honors of men continue after death, if not their own spirits did not make us preserve a longer remembrance of them.